Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, this kitty is named after my favorite animated tiger from Aladdin. And Stacy, Rajah definitely looks like he could star in any Disney movie.
He definitely does. This is another one of those cases where a Good Samaritan found him as a stray, but he had a pink collar on, but he was not microchipped. So we're reiterating that microchipping is the #1 way to be reunited with your pet. Although our pet specialists did do their best to reunite, you know, the poor Rajah with his owners. None of those tactics worked, so here he is. And so microchipping is the best way to be reunited. And also make sure you're keeping the information up to date on the microchip. So if you move, remember to change that information, phone number, so that if your pet's found, then you can be contacted. And again, our microchipping is offered for free with our partners at our vet clinic. So if you want more information on that, you can go to azhumane.org/microchip for more info. And this is the sweetest little cat, so come on down and meet him.
Oh, so cute. Yes, and all of our dogs and cats are microchipped. So when you adopt Rajah, hopefully he will never get out again, but he will come back to you. Thank you for that important information, Stacy. And listen up, veterans. It's almost time for the 2020 Maricopa County Stand Down event. AHS and other partners of Vets Pets are offering Arizona's pet-owning veterans resources for veterinary care. Several veterinarians and vet technicians from across the valley will participate in giving valuable resources to our community's veterans, completely free of charge. Resources include vaccinations, comprehensive exams, nail trimmings, ear cleanings, and small wound care. Pet supplies, food, and boarding will also be offered by other partners. This event will be this upcoming Thursday, January 23rd and January 24th from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Arizona State Fairgrounds. Visit azhumane.org/events for more information about this absolutely incredible event. And now we have an adorable little pup who might love being with other dogs. Heel for family photo. Oh my goodness. I am reading something else, you guys. This is Cedar. Please introduce us to this absolutely adorable dog.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
This is Cedar, and as she's sitting in my lap, I'm looking down at the top of her head. She reminds me of a TV program that used to be on years ago called The Flying Nun. Her ears are big for her little body and head. She does have a couple boo-boos, a little injury to her nose. She was confiscated from a large-scale intake, which basically means hoarding. So she was left in the backyard. She has absolutely hardly at all any training, especially on the leash. So she probably would benefit from a nice, quiet, patient home, possibly maybe a senior couple that just wants this dog to lay in your lap all day long, because what you see here is what you get. She could benefit eventually from some very slow training. Some very good tips about that are online, the azhumane.org. You can go into training and just give this little girl a brand new start. She came from a pretty bad situation. And another thing too, little dogs like this that have come from hoarding situations really don't do that well at dog parks. So keep in mind a very slow, patient welcoming to your new home. And let's give this girl a brand new start in life. Let's take little Cedar here home.
Oh, he's so cute. Thank you so much for that, Linda. And now that I'm back on track with our script, Dexter was treated in AHS's Second Chance Animal Trauma Hospital for more than 1 month before his fractured ribs healed. He's one of 2/3 of the pets here at AHS who received treatment in our life-saving trauma hospital. Volunteers Michelle and Trisha, as well as many other volunteers and staff members, made sure that he was as comfortable as possible during his recovery. Though Dexter is now happy at home with his forever family in Gilbert, there are countless pets who would love to be cuddled with and read to as they recover from illness or injury. Become a volunteer by signing up at azhumane.org/volunteer. And now with such a big old puppy belly, it looks like maybe our next guest got into too much candy. But I don't think Tootsie Roll would ever do such a thing, Perry.
No, he wouldn't. Not yet anyway. This little guy just came from a situation where the owner was just simply overwhelmed with the amount of pets that he had on his property. Our EAMTs paid him a visit, and it became very, very clear to them after talking to this gentleman that he really did love his pets. He just had way, way too many. Started with a boy and a girl, brother and sister, and ended up with 30 of these little guys on his property. So like I said, he did love them. He took very good care of them. They're in good shape. He just had way too many, and it's very difficult to manage that number of animals, as you can imagine. So we worked and offered our services to take some of those animals from him, and we took all but 4, a very manageable number of 4. And with those 4, we also offered our services for free, spay and neuter, in our clinic through our PRC program. So this little guy right here is one of these guys. He is extremely sweet. You can see we're calling him a Chihuahua mix. I kind of have my doubts. I think he's a little bit bigger dog. He's adorable, though. He's really starting to warm up. He's wagging his tail. You know, AHS is a 100% judgment-free organization. As long as you are paying attention to your pets, not neglecting them, seeking medical treatment, and no cruelty involved. So if you find yourself in a situation like this gentleman did, please reach out to us, call our PRC, and we will help you in any way we can.
Oh, so cute. I guess he's looking for candy right now. I don't know, Perry. Thank you so much for that important information. And a huge thank you to our rescue partners at Pibbles and Fam Bam Rescue, who welcomed Zeus to their pack. Zeus, the 10-year-old English Shepherd with the cutest underbite, arrived at AHS when a Good Samaritan found him lost in the desert. Due to his various medical needs, our trauma hospital team felt it best to seek rescue placement as an alternative option for Zeus. We're so thankful to Pibbles and Fam Bam Rescue, who specializes in caring for pups who are typically hard to place, for taking Zeus in at a very vulnerable time. On top of this, we found out that the family who found Zeus has committed to fostering him throughout his treatment. We know this big guy is in great hands all around, and as we build the animal welfare community of the future, AHS is committed to partnering with other animal welfare organizations throughout the county and state to help save even more lives. Okay, now who doesn't love a bit of chocolate, especially when chocolate is as cute as this girl? Lisa, what's her story?
Well, Chocolate came to us by her owner contacting us and letting us know that they were overwhelmed with pets. So this is another larger scale intake. We have 3 separate cases that we're talking about pets from today. This woman had 10 Chihuahuas. They were all living in her backyard. She had started out with 2, and guess what? They weren't spayed and neutered. So this is a good story of how important it is to spay and neuter your pets at home. She ended up with 10. This is 9-month-old Chocolate, lived outside his whole life, or her whole life. I'm sorry, it's a little girl. So she's going to need some time to warm up. She's just frozen, petrified here. So the secret with these guys is just go slow and let them warm up to you at their own pace. She's probably going to do best in a quiet household. But we can give you tips on that if you think Chocolate is your perfect mate. She's got a little eye injury, so she's got something called blue eye, little cornea that maybe was infected that's now been treated. So we'll tell you more about that too. But Chocolate here is ready spayed and ready to go home for somebody who's willing to go slow with this little girl in their home.
Oh my goodness, so cute. And you guys know we love guinea pigs, but this serious little guy has a serious sense of style. We're going to tell you all about Abraham and maybe give you some hair tricks and tips from him when we get back. That's coming up in our last segment.